My name is Alyssa Krall. I teach first grade, and this is my second year teaching first grade at Oscar Howe Elementary.
My name is Kaylee Henn. I teach at Whittier Middle School, and this is my first year of teaching.
Hi, I'm Andrew Walton. I teach Algebra 2 and Geometry at Washington High School. This is my first year of teaching here in Sioux Falls.
So this is my second year of being in the mentor program, and Beth and I get along extremely well. She's helped me start right from day one teaching at Oscar Howe until now. So the first year is very different from the second year. First year we worked a lot on management, we worked a lot on transitions and figuring out curriculum, how to get all of those moving parts going together. And this year we've gotten to do more of a coaching cycle approach where we really focus on student work, we focus on student data, and then we use that to help guide instructional decisions.
Hi, I'm Beth Graham, instructional coach at Oscar Howe for K-5 and district math coach half-time. The mentoring part is really where we focus our work with teachers in their first 3 years of teaching. And so Alyssa and I have been together, this is our second year. And so the first year really is more probably mentoring. We work to understand the curriculum, classroom management, how the school works, how the district works. So it's kind of about just learning the ropes of teaching and what good teaching looks like. And then in year 2, we really can take a different shift into that, more student-centered coaching. And so like what you saw with Alyssa, is we have identified that we really want to transfer what students are doing in small group reading instruction and in whole group writing instruction into what they're actually doing when they're working independently. So we've worked on learning intentions and success criteria and setting specific goals in general, but then the students also are really focused on specific goals that they have to improve their writing. And so this work in year 2 is more specifically geared towards the goals of the teacher and the goals of the classroom to drive student achievement.
Michelle Buettner is my mentor this year, and being able to work with her has been a huge privilege because coming into my first year, coming out of a college experience in student teaching that was interrupted by COVID, being unable to finish a lot of those experiences, I've had a lot of questions on how to do instruction really well in the classroom and prepare things, and so having an accessible resource in my building has been awesome. And beyond that, Michelle is also very caring as a person in being able to just build that relationship, which in turn helps me model that to my students.
My name is Michelle Buettner. I am the EL instructional coach for the middle school level in the Sioux Falls School District. This is my 4th year with the school district. After about 15 years of teaching, I decided to step into the role of instructional coach. The best part of it is the relationships that I build with the teachers, especially the new staff that comes in. Being able to give them advice or help them when they need it is very important. It takes me back to my first years teaching and just having somebody there. I didn't have that. I had a mentor, but she was in a different building and taught a different grade level. So being able to have somebody to reach out to, I really like seeing that if I can help a teacher, that it helps the students in return. Mentoring is a little more than what I do as an instructional coach. I think my relationship with Kaylee is a lot closer than some of the other teachers I work with because we are doing more instructional things together. I spend more time in her classroom and just somebody to bounce ideas off. I do enjoy the mentor because you do have more deep conversations.
I think the mentorship within the school district has been outstanding. I've been able to talk with Katie whenever I've had a question or if I want to bounce an idea off her, and it's been really helpful. At a bare minimum, I probably talk to Katie at least once a week. Our interactions vary, so sometimes it's me saying, hey, here's the lesson I'm thinking of doing. Other times it's her asking what my goals are, or we find ways to challenge or develop the instruction. In the past, we once had a lesson where I was giving notes to students, and I was probably doing the majority of the heavy lifting to start out with, and then we thought of ways that I can put the work more on the students to deepen their learning.
My name is Katie Sheets, and I am the high school math instructional coach for the Sioux Falls School District, and this is my 5th year in this job. So the main focus of my job is to be a support for new teachers to our district. I work with them their first 3 years, no matter if it's their first year teaching or if they're coming to us from another district. And I am just here as their peer person to help answer questions, to debrief about lessons they've had in their classroom, to come up with new ideas, lesson plan, basically whatever they need, I can become their go-to person. But we're in an interesting spot because we don't evaluate at all. We don't talk to principals, we don't talk to department chairs, so we're kind of like a safe place where they can ask any questions and not be worried about any sort of evaluation whatsoever. So this is Andrew's first year in the Sioux Falls School District here at Washington, and we've been working a lot with his sheltered geometry class. In sheltered geometry, it's the same content as regular geometry, but in a sheltered class we really focus on the vocabulary development and using visuals and just making sure they're getting the language along with the content as well. And so we've worked a lot with how he can do that, both having them speaking and writing in that class along with doing the math. He also teaches Algebra 2, and so we work a lot with strategies in that class too. With COVID this year, it's been a little bit interesting. A lot of our go-to strategies aren't as easy to use. Like most of the time I would recommend pods or having kids sit side by side, but in the world of COVID we've had to make some adjustments. But how do we still do good teaching even having to have the COVID protocols in place? So that's been a lot of our conversation as well. We still want the kids talking, we still want them collaborating, we just have to see what that looks like in this different environment we're living in right now.
Sioux Falls District has a mentoring program for teachers who are new to the profession in their first and second year. The state of South Dakota helps to support that program by providing training for the coaches that provide that support for the brand new teachers to the classroom. And it's important for those brand new teachers to have a system of supports so that way they know who they can go to with questions, but also to help them in that real-time teaching and learning when they're brand new first and second year teachers. In Sioux Falls District, our instructional coaches are the mentors to the new teachers, and it really supports them with the best teaching practices. For a couple years, we had our new teachers be supported by a mentor in the classroom or that teacher right next door, but then they were meeting with the instructional coach and that teacher right next door to get all their time in and supports, and it was too much for those brand new teachers. So we listened, and our instructional coaches provide that support for them. The buildings do provide a friend, a best friend next door, so somebody they can go to with those building level, you know, how do I line up? How do I have access to different information within the building? And so they have a building support person, but they also have a mentor as a brand new teacher. New teachers are just thankful to have that familiar face and someone that they trust coming back into their classroom. And with the mentoring program, they do 34 hours of contracted time with that new teacher, but it goes beyond that 34 hours. And so as a new teacher, when they see that familiar face coming down the hall or walking into their classroom, it's a comfort, and they look forward to that opportunity to be able to share information or to ask those questions that might be harder to ask someone else.
And it's been such an amazing experience and such a great perk to have. Beth has taught me so much and helped me so much, and I feel like I've grown because of her guidance and her help in my classroom, and as well as making instructional decisions.
Sometimes it can be as simple as shooting a text or an email that says, hey, thinking about doing this activity, what are your thoughts on how that would go? She'll give some quick feedback without even really spending time watching me do it. It'll be beforehand as I prepare. And there could be other times where I say, I'm really struggling with this class and I've done this several times. Would you mind coming in and watching for about half a period or a whole period and just giving me feedback on how I could change things, engage more students, be more interesting, prepare the lesson better. And then she'll sit in here and watch and interact similar to today, and she will give me feedback based on that. Usually a lot of positive feedback, which is nice for me, and then also very good constructive things that help me prepare for the next time. And then other things we do are some more structured activities like recording a video and answering reflection questions or meeting together to discuss different strategies that we can use. So honestly, there's a lot of different ways that we do work together, and the nice thing is that it's flexible depending on what I need and what she needs.
To be able to form those connections with people within the district, it's a really great thing, because that's a relationship that can span and The questions aren't going to stop after your first year of teaching someplace. You know, they're going to keep coming up, and you can keep pulling from that experience from other people. Just understand that your mentor is not there to assess or critique you. They're there to help you get better and give you honest feedback. I've never felt like I was on the block getting assessed pass or fail. They're there to make you better, and we work as a team. Having a mentor has only helped me get better as a teacher and kind of understand the bigger scope of education and the curriculum.
The students are the ones that benefit from having mentors for our brand new teachers, because we know when we build that strong foundation with that first and second year teacher, they stay with us, but then we have that opportunity to transfer those skills over into that teaching and learning and student engagement. And that's what that instructional coach and that mentoring program is all about, is how do we support our teachers so they can support our students so they can be the best they can be.